Hello, everyone. I'm Joe Wiz, and welcome to the latest edition of the Fine Line Podcast. This is the NFL edition for week number 12. Thanks for tuning in, and I want to remind everyone you can listen to me every Saturday morning on ESPN New York, Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. I break down all the big games in college football. We talk about college basketball, NBA, hockey, soccer, UFC, horse racing. It's all available on the Fine Line on ESPN New York on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Now, if you're not in the New York metropolitan area, you could download ESPN app and you could listen to it wherever you are. Whether you're in New York or Hawaii or you're in China, you could listen to me on ESPN New York. Download the app. Or if you're in the New York area and you could listen in on your car, you can tune in on 880 ESPN New York. I am super pumped up because it's week 12 of the NFL season, and I'm going to talk about 5 key games for this upcoming Sunday. But let's just talk about if the season ended right now, who would be the number 1 seed and where does everybody go? Right now in the AFC, the Denver Broncos sent a clear message to the Kansas City Chiefs that they are the new king in the AFC West. They shut down Patrick Mahomes, and listen, Kansas City, nobody is scared of them anymore. So now, Denver is the number 1 seed in the AFC. If the season were to end today at week 11, the number 2 seed would be the New England Patriots. They would take on the 7 seed, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars coming off a big win over the LA Chargers. We had Jacksonville. Did you see that line last Sunday? They were getting 3. That line dropped to 2.5. And everyone's like, how could you take Jacksonville? I gave it out, and people are like, are you sure? Jacksonville just lost. They gave up that big lead to the Houston Texans, and the Chargers look unbeatable against the Pittsburgh Steelers that Sunday night. Doesn't work that way. We had Jacksonville, and it was the biggest blowout last week in the NFL. We took them plus the 3. The line was 2.5. We always say if the line's 2.5 and you're playing the dog, always buy the half point and protect yourself. And we certainly didn't need any protection in this game. It was over early. Now, the 3 seed would be the Indianapolis Colts. And they are rested, but Indianapolis Colts will have a big game coming up on Sunday against Kansas City at Arrowhead. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But if the season ended right now, the Indianapolis Colts would be the 3 seed, and they would be taking on the 6 seed, the LA Chargers. And the 4 seed would be the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they would take on the 5 seed, the Buffalo Bills. But that's going to change a lot. Pittsburgh's got a tough game at Soldier Field, taking on the Chicago Bears on Sunday. Right now, the Bears are favored by 2.5. We'll talk about that as one of my top 5 matchups for this Sunday in the NFL. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, their lead is very precarious in the North because they still got to face the Ravens twice. And I think when it's all said and done, the Ravens are going to win that division, and Pittsburgh might not even make the playoffs. We'll see about that. In the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles. We've been riding the Philadelphia Eagles. We had them again when they knocked off the Detroit Lions. And that was another crazy game. But we had to sweat it out, but we got the job done. The Philadelphia Eagle defense is back. I think they've given up, 16 points in 2 games. They travel to Dallas. We'll talk about that as one of the key games for Week 12 of the NFL season. And right now, Philadelphia will be the number 1 seed. They just have to win 2 games to get back to the Super Bowl if they retain that number 1 spot in the AFC. And it's always tough to win in January at the link. Just ask the Rams about that last year. And the Commanders. Meanwhile, the number 2 seed, the LA Rams, sent the message. They knocked off the Seattle Seahawks. That was a great game. They had to get the job done, and Seattle missed a game-winning field goal. It was like a 50-plus yard field goal. It never had a chance. So Rams right now with the number 2 seed. They would take on San Francisco, who would be the number 7 seed. The 3 seed would be the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears would be the 3 seed right now. They would take on the Green Bay Packers, the 6 seed. And the 4 seed would be Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay would take on the 5 seed, which would be the Seattle Seahawks. That would be the playoff picture if the season ended at week 11. But there's a lot of things that happen. We know that all the time. And now, before I get to the top 5 matchups for week 12 of the NFL season, I want to remind everyone you can get a free copy of my tip sheet. My tip sheet has over 20 free picks. That's like 25, as a matter of fact. We say 20 just to play it safe, but we got college basketball, college football, NFL, NBA, hockey, soccer, UFC. It's all in the tip sheet. you can go to my website and get a copy of it. Go to joewizsports.com. It doesn't cost a penny. The tip sheet is loaded. You don't want to get bit by the dog. My dog, Tucker, what does he have to say? The dogs, we have Jazzy there, we have Rex, we even have Teddy the cat. That's right. If you like animals and you like dogs, we got you covered. The tip sheet is loaded with over 20 winners. It's really 25, but we say 20 winners in football, basketball, hockey, soccer. Get a copy of it. Go to my website and just put in your name and you can get a copy of it, and off to the races you go. Request a copy of the tip sheet. Go to my website, joewizsports.com. And on the screen there, you see the ways you can reach out to me. You can call or text me on my phone at 201-906-3853. If you are on Instagram, you could send me a DM on Instagram, and I'll answer any question you have. If you have a question about any game on the board for football or basketball or hockey or soccer, or not sure whether to do money line, the spread, not sure whether you want to bet a parlay, I recommend don't doing parlays. Parlays are sucker bets. I talk about that all the time on ESPN New York on the Saturday show at 8 a.m. The best chance of you winning are betting one game at a time. People don't like it because they want that return. ROI, return on investment. So do I. Well, consider me a financial analyst. I have over 25 years of experience in the business. My background's in the bookmaking industry. So if you're looking for someone that will give you good information, I'm here. If you're looking for stats and trends, that will only take you so far. If you're just betting parlays and not betting straight bets, you're going to go broke, plain and simple. The only chance you had of beating the book is betting straight bets. Parlays or sucker bets, if you're going to bet them small. Your primary bet should always be a straight bet. Now, you can get like I said, you can call or text me. You see the number on the screen. You can send me a DM, follow me on Instagram. You get free picks every day, 7 days a week. And again, get a copy of the tip sheet. Go to my website, joewizsports.com. Now, as I mentioned, there's 5 key games that I have for Week 12 of the NFL season. And I mentioned the one of the matchups is the Chicago Bears taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, is Aaron Rodgers going to go? Is it going to be Rudolph? Right now, it looks like Rodgers is going to try and get Mike Tomlin to let him play. Now, remember when Rodgers used to play for Green Bay? They always used to beat the Chicago Bears. I think lifetime versus the Bears, Rodgers is like 25-5 versus Chicago Bears. But this Bears team is different. They're not like the team that used to lose all the time. They got a good quarterback in Caleb Williams, and they're in first place right now in the North. Chicago's favored by 2.5 in this matchup here. The total's at 45. If the weather cooperates, I think this could be a high-scoring affair. Pittsburgh's defense has not played well on the road. They play okay at home, but on the road they've struggled. 45 is the total. My recommendation this game would be to play the over between Pittsburgh and the Chicago Bears. Pay attention to whether Rodgers goes and pay attention to the weather. Another game, Green Bay Packers are taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Green Bay's favored by 6.5 in this game, and the total is at 41. I mean, the season's on the line for the Vikings. This season's just about over. But a win here against Green Bay could take them a long way. And Green Bay, has not looked that good. They've lost 2 of 3. They did not look good at MetLife Stadium against the Giants. If the Giants played better, they could have actually pulled off the upset. But, so they don't forget they lost to Carolina, and they lost another game at home as well. So they lost 2 of their last 3 games. So pay attention to this health situation. Green Bay's certainly going to miss Tucker for the rest of the season. Vikings are in a desperate situation. I wouldn't be surprised if they cover the spread. They're getting 6.5. Remember, if you're playing the dog, don't get burned by the hook. Take it to 7. One of the biggest matchups of the season at Arrowhead. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Holy cow. Kansas City's at 5-5. The Colts have a much better record, but Kansas City is favored by 3 in this game. The total is 49.5. Kansas City was a must-win at Denver last week, and guess what? They didn't win. Everyone's thinking just because Kansas City has to win, they're going to win. They played okay, but the Broncos' defense was the difference in that game. They confused Mahomes, and you don't see him confused too often. KC, once again, must-win situation. They lose, their season might be over. That's how important this game is. I'm going to have a big play on this game. You can also tune in on ESPN on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. I'll be talking about all the college football games. I'll talk about some of the NFL games, and I also have my podcast. You can download my podcast, whether it's on Apple or Spotify. We're also going to be doing a YouTube version of it as well, in addition to what we have here today. So look for me on Apple, Spotify. We do that on Sundays, and we'll also have an updated NFL edition of the Fine Line podcast. Download it wherever you get your podcast. If you're not sure how to find my podcast, you can go to Instagram. Plain and simple. Go to Instagram, Joe Wiz Sports, follow me. We put updates all the time. You can go to the link in my bio, and that link will send you to my updated podcast. And we're going to be doing podcasts for Thanksgiving, which is next Thursday. I can't believe it. We got Black Friday next Friday. Holy cow, there's a lot of stuff going on. So we'll have some stuff on the podcast as well. And another big matchup, the Philadelphia Eagles are taking on the Dallas Cowboys. I put this in as one of my top 5 matchups. Listen, the NFC East race is over. Philadelphia's going to win. Right now, the Eagles are looking to get the number 1 seed in the NFC. I think if they get that number 1 seed and it's cold in Philly, this defense has been lights out. Dallas, we're not sure what to think of Dallas. I mean, yeah, they went in Monday night and they knocked off the lowly Las Vegas Raiders, but this Eagle defense is the best defense Dallas has ever seen all season long. Dallas beats Philly? Who knows? But this total here is at 47. Philadelphia has only given up 16 points in the last 2 games. I think this total might be challenging to go over, especially where the Eagles defense is playing. I'm going to have a play on that game on the Fine Line. Make sure you tune in Saturday morning on ESPN New York, and also download my podcast on Sunday morning on Apple, Spotify, and I'll also have a YouTube version right here. And the last game is the Sunday night game. The L.A. Rams will be taking on Tampa Bay. Now, last week, I had a major play in the matchup between Buffalo and Tampa. I gave out the total. It was 47. The total went all the way down to 45. There was rumors that it was going to snow. There was a little bit of wind, but we did our homework, and it was sunny. It was a little windy, and I always say wind is more of an important factor than snow and rain, and it is. So, this game here is being played in the friendly confines of SoFi Stadium. The Rams are coming off that big win over Seattle. This total is at 49. I can see this one being a high-scoring affair. I'm going to have a play on this game. Make sure you listen to the Fine Line on ESPN New York on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Remember, you can call or text me. You see the number on the screen, 201-906-3853. Just call or text, and I'll send you a pick, a top play. Now, you can also follow me on Instagram. Instagram free picks 7 days a week. We give you updates on the podcast. You could do that. Follow me on Instagram at Joe Wiz Sports. And if you want the tip sheet, 20 winners. All my top picks in football, basketball, hockey, soccer, horse racing. We got soccer, the MLS playoffs. The World Cup is just around the corner. Qualifiers going on all over the place. Get a copy of the tip sheet at my website, joewizsports.com. The tip sheet is loaded. Over 20 free picks. Get a copy of the tip sheet. You don't want to get bit by the door. What does Tucker have to say? What about Jazzy and Rex? It's all available in the tip sheet. Over 20 winners. I'm going to say 20. I think there's 25. And it's loaded with picks for the whole entire weekend. Get a copy of it at joewizsports.com. So you have options. Whether you want to call or text me, you could do that at 201-906-3853. Now, if you want to go to Instagram or X, we're on X as well. We put out free picks. Just a matter of fact, on Wednesday night, we had a big college basketball game. Arizona was playing UConn. Everybody, their grandmother was betting UConn. They're ranked number 3 in the country. Arizona's ranked number 4. But right on X, I said Arizona's already taken down 2 ranked teams. They beat Florida, and they won at UCLA, both on the road. And guess what? Arizona went to Storrs, Connecticut, and beat UConn on their home court. I know Danny Hurley from many years ago. I used to do all the games at St. Anthony's High School in Jersey City. I know that UConn has a very good team, but Arizona getting 6.5, I thought that was a steal. I'm a little bit upset I didn't do the money line, but I'm not greedy. I got the win, and it was right on X. So whether you like X or Instagram better, follow me at Joe Wiz Sports. And of course, my website's joewizsports.com. So you have many options how to get in touch with me and how you want to make money. Remember, you can tune into the Fine Line every Saturday morning on ESPN New York. You can tune in if you're in the New York metro area, or you can download the app on ESPN New York. And when you download the app, not only do you get my show, but you get to listen to a great amount of talent on ESPN New York. You got Michael Kay, the fastest 2 hours in sports. He's on at 1 to 3 Eastern time, Monday through Friday. But I always say I'm the fastest 60 minutes guy. I break down every single game, and we don't have enough time. That's why we're doing a lot more of the podcast. We hope you enjoyed this midweek alert for the NFL for Week 12. We're going to have another update. Make sure you download the Fine Line podcast on Spotify or Apple. And we're going to have a special edition next Saturday and Sunday. We're going to be doing podcasts almost every day next weekend. I think Thursday, Friday for Black Friday. There's a big game with the Bears and Eagles going on. And, of course, all the big games, including next Saturday, Ohio State, Michigan. So you got to get the podcast. Download it on Apple or Spotify or right here on YouTube. When you follow me, click on the link in my bio. You'll get all the updates. I want to thank you for tuning in for this special edition of the Fine Line podcast for Week 12 of the NFL season. And remember, tune in. I'll be on Saturday morning on ESPN New York. Every Saturday we're on at 8 a.m. And then Sunday's the podcast. You can have the podcast on Apple or Spotify or, right here on YouTube. And if you can't find it, go to Instagram. Follow me, Joe Wiz Sports. We put out free picks and we give you updates on the podcast. Go to the link in my bio and you can click on that link and it'll send you to the most updated podcast. Thank you for tuning in. I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving as well. And hopefully we'll see you soon, and make sure you tune in Saturday morning on ESPN New York.
Not sure who to bet on this weekend, USC or Oregon? The Ducks are favored by 10 points. Will they cover the spread? What about Nebraska or Penn State? The Lions are favored by 9.5 points. Join one of the nation's top sports betting analysts, Joe Wiz, on the Fine Line Saturday at 8 a.m. The season is on the line for the Chiefs as they host the Colts. Plus, the Wiz talks basketball, hockey, soccer, and more. Follow the Wiz on Instagram at Joe Wiz Sports. It's the best bet in town. The Fine Line with Joe Wiz, Saturday at 8 a.m. Be ready to win.